This is winter van life in the Yukon. It's a whole different world. In the summer, this place is alive with travelers, but this time of year, it feels almost deserted. The roads are empty, most places are closed, and the cold can be brutal. Today, we're going to take you along with us, showing you a side of the Yukon that few ever get to experience.
Very nice purple today.
Well, we just crossed the border into Canada yesterday.
The Yukon.
Into the Yukon, yeah. We were a little nervous at the border. He was asking a lot of questions.
It was a little sketch.
Yeah, it was a little sketch, but we made it through and we're good to go. We're going to spend a couple of days here in the Yukon before we move on to the Canadian Rockies. We'd like to spend the day kind of in Kluane area exploring and maybe walking around Kathleen Lake and Kluane Lake. Just seeing what it's like in the winter.
Yeah, seeing what's open, what we can do. These big, beautiful mountains. There might be some clouds and some snow rolling in.
Last night after we crossed the border, we were looking for a pull-out or a rest stop that we could sleep in for the night. And we had pulled down one and we got a little bit stuck. So that was fun.
We were able to get out. Just took a little reversing and back and forth for like 15 minutes or something. So it wasn't too bad, but definitely something you don't want to happen up here. Yeah, crazy thing is when we crossed the border yesterday from Alaska into Yukon, we jumped 2 hours. So
yeah,
it's weird. Like the sun just rose here and it's 11 a.m. Yeah, it's completely different. There's not many places where you can jump 2 hours in a second.
Mm-hmm. Well, we just got up and did our morning routine. We're having some oatmeal and blueberries for breakfast, and I think we're gonna spend the day in Kluane. We're gonna see what the conditions are like, and if it's nice, we're gonna stick around. If not, we might head on. I have a feeling we'll stick around though. I mean, it's only like an hour and a half from here to where we want to go, so we won't be making very much driving progress today, but we're in the Yukon in the winter. We might as well see what it's like. As the sun rises, the peaks of Kluane National Park begin to glow in shades of pink and gold. This remote and wild landscape holds 17 of Canada's 20 tallest mountains, including Mount Logan, the highest peak in the country, standing at nearly 20,000 feet. With over 80% of the park buried beneath ice and glaciers, Kluane stands as a powerful reminder of North America's glaciated past, a place where massive rivers of ice are still sculpting and shaping the land around them. With no roads and only a handful of trails reaching into its vast interior, much of the park remains truly unexplored, making it home to some of the continent's last unclaimed peaks. And this morning, we get to take it all in, right from our little home on wheels. Alright, we are ready to go.
Yep. Here is one of the few places in the Yukon where you can actually see the big mountains, not just the Front Range mountains. You can see Mount Steely here, which was the size of the largest avalanche landslide ever recorded. It was like a 10,000 foot tall landslide. It's really, really cool. It's a 16,000 foot mountain you can see, and then there's another one, Mount Wood, which is 15,000 feet. I can barely see the sign out there. But there's unfortunately some trees that have kind of grown up in the way, so you can't really see it super well, but you can kind of get some glimpses, which is pretty cool. Most of the Front Range mountains here really block the views of the big boys.
Alright, are we charging?
Yeah, we'll go see. We actually are charging. This is like the first time in a long time that we've actually been charging when we turn on the van in the morning. The batteries have been getting too cold, but now that we're down here in the sunny south of Canada, batteries don't mind and they'll charge right up.
I think this is the first time in a long time we didn't have to scrape the windshield on the inside in the morning.
Yeah, it was a luxury. So we turned down a road thinking there was a sign for a rest area and there was a little road, so I figured it was it, but it turns out it's not. And there's a hill here, so we got to turn around because we probably couldn't get up the hill, but also that means we're having to go into snow to turn around, but I think we'll be able to get it. Spinning the tires a little bit, but we'll make it. Just a little hairy. Gotta love a 64-point turn. Should have actually counted how many points it was. This van has a surprisingly good turning radius. Like, we've gone down some really tiny like tracks and still been able to turn around. It just takes a little while. Made it! Yay. Hopefully. I have to switch on traction.
In winter, the Alcan feels almost deserted. During the summer, it's packed with travelers heading to and from Alaska, but now we pass only a few cars every hour. This once busy highway stretches empty ahead of us. It's quiet, remote, and in many ways even more beautiful. Just us, the open highway, and the Yukon's endless frozen wilderness. Kluane Lake is the largest lake in the Yukon, stretching over 80 kilometers through this vast northern wilderness. Once fed by the massive Kaskawalsh Glacier, the lake's water source dramatically changed in 2016 when the glacier retreated, causing its meltwater to flow in a different direction, a rare event known as river piracy. Now, the lake is slowly shrinking, leaving behind exposed shorelines where water once stood. Surrounded by towering peaks, vast taiga forests, and rolling tundra, Kluane Lake is not only breathtaking, but also home to rich wildlife, from Dall sheep in the mountains to moose, grizzlies, and caribou along its shores. Well, we just made it into Kluane National Park. We just brought the drone down because we're not allowed to fly drones in national parks. But we spent quite a bit of time here in the summer and a little bit in the fall, and it was absolutely stunning. So I'm really excited to see what it looks like here in the winter. So far it's looking really beautiful. I'm a little surprised the lake's not more frozen over. But
yeah, it was frozen all at the, I guess, western end.
Yeah, on the western end.
But this end still seems clear. It's a really big lake. Yeah. So
I guess I shouldn't be too surprised that it's not frozen over, but maybe more near the shore. I would have expected a little more.
Yeah, a little more for sure.
Freezing, or at least a thin layer of ice. I don't know.
But we're hoping to see some Dall sheep along the road here. It's a really good place to see them. and we're just gonna enjoy the views.
Kluane National Park's a really beautiful place, so if you ever come up to the Yukon, make sure to get some time in this area. There's a lot of great places to see here.
It's actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site, so it's pretty special.
It's not every day you get to see Dall sheep this close. These usually elusive animals spend most of their time high in the mountains, but in winter, they move to lower elevations where the snow isn't as deep. Kluane is home to the largest Dall sheep population in North America, making it one of the best places to spot them in the wild. The rams are especially impressive. Their massive, curling horns can weigh up to 30 pounds, which is more than all of the rest of the bones in their body combined. Seeing them like this, right off the roadside, is a rare and unforgettable experience. So we just saw a Dall sheep off the side of the road here, up on the hill, and we just checked our Yukon road trip bingo and realized we never even checked off the Dall sheep. And Northern Lights.
We haven't seen Northern Lights. I don't think we saw them.
We saw them on our hike.
Oh yeah, in Kluane, yeah.
Yeah, on our multi-day hike. So we're gonna duplicate that and put it on our Northern Lights because we did see them last time we were here, and drag it over to Dall sheep. And
Yay.
we also saw them last time we were here. So all we're missing is a bull moose, muskox, Arctic fox, beluga, polar bear, and a wolf. Probably won't see any of them. Maybe a bull moose.
I think bull moose. I have a good feeling about bull moose.
Yeah.
We saw no moose here when we were in the Yukon last time for like a month and a half or 2 months.
A month and a half to 2 months, and we didn't see a single bull moose here. Did we even see a cow moose?
Nope. And then as soon as we were in Alaska
we saw 8 of them within 2 days.
Yeah, it was
that
crazy.
was crazy. Oh, man. Yep. No bull moose yet, but maybe we'll see one while we're here. But if you want the Yukon road trip bingo or the Alaska one, I also have an Alaska one. You can find them in the description down below.
They're super fun, so definitely get it.
Well, last time we were in Kluane, we actually hiked out Slim's River West.
Yeah, I think so.
To
Observation point
to see the massive glacier that's out there, and it was a really epic but tough 4 day, 3 night, no, 4 nights?
4 nights, 3 nights? I don't know. 4 days. I think 4 days.
It was a really epic adventure, and it was one of the best experiences we had in the Yukon, but also one of the toughest experiences we had here. We were just wondering what it would be like to do it in the winter. Probably very cold and something I definitely don't want to do, and I would probably die out there.
Would definitely be more of an adventure, and probably not quite as beautiful.
Yeah,
also.
I don't think it would be as beautiful since you get there and the glacier in the summer is just white. So in the winter with all the snow, you wouldn't even really see it that much. Yeah. Is.
But it was a really epic adventure, 75-ish kilometers round trip, but absolutely stunning. Definitely check out our video on that.
Yeah, we'll have that linked up here.
I'm gonna grab some chicken out of the freezer now and start it thawing so we can make some chicken for supper when we get around to that. And I think we're gonna continue on towards Haines Junction.
One of our favorite parts of winter van life up here has been driving down these glowing roads. When you're this far north, sunrise and sunset stretch on for hours, casting a soft pink and orange glow over the snow-covered trees. It almost feels like driving through some sort of cotton candy dream, with the light reflecting off every surface, turning the entire landscape into something surreal. But as magical as this place is, our time here is coming to an end. The reality is, traveling in such remote areas in this extreme time of year comes with its challenges. Prices for everything are high, and with temperatures keeping us inside the van most of the day, it's taken a toll. Spending nearly every moment in a tiny space makes it harder to focus, harder to work, and harder to find balance. With our funds running low, we know it's time to move on. It's bittersweet. This place has left a mark on us. But we know now is our time to migrate south, and we couldn't be more excited for what the next part of this adventure has in store for us. We made it to Haines Junction. Oh man, it's been a while since we've been here.
We spent a fair amount of time here in the summer. It's kind of the hub for Kulani. You can go to Kulani either by turning right or turning left. And it's where the visitor center is, where you have to get permits for everything.
Yeah, make sure if you come down this way to stock up on food before you come here, because the food here is super expensive.
And very small selection.
And it's a very, very small selection. So definitely do that, and check out the Village Bakery. Last time we were here, we got cookies there and a couple of other snacks, and it was so delicious.
Great cookies.
Unfortunately, it seems like it's closed in the winter. Otherwise, we would have definitely got cookies again.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed, but basically everything's closed winter. But apparently this visitor center isn't, so this is the first thing we've really seen that's been open winter.
So we're gonna go in and take a look.
Yeah. And I see a sign saying, sorry, we're closed, but we'll see if it's actually closed.
Oh yeah, it does say sorry we're closed. I wonder what the vehicle's here for then.
We'll see. We'll go look.
Interesting.
Yeah. There's
a sign saying sorry we're closed.
Closed seasonally.
What's that?
Closed seasonally.
No!
October 1 to May 1. Yep.
Lame. Oh well.
Oh well.
I guess we can continue on the road. It was worth a shot. Had a feeling it would be closed.
Yeah, basically nothing tourist orientated is open in winter from what we found.
Well, we're not sure if the parking lot for Kathleen Lake is going to be plowed or anything, but we're going to risk it anyways and go take a look.
Yep.
It's not plowed, obviously. We're not going to drive down the Kathleen Lake Road, but it's still worth going checking just to see if we can actually go and see what the lake looks like in the winter.
Yeah, and it'll be a beautiful drive no matter what.
This stretch of highway was one of our favorite places we explored last summer. The entire road from Haines Junction to Haines, Alaska has to be one of the most beautiful drives we've ever done. And even though today we're only covering a short section, it's amazing to be back and to see how it's transformed by the winter. The Haines Highway was originally a trade route, later becoming a rugged path for prospectors during the Klondike Gold Rush. The highway climbs over 3,500 feet, cutting through some of the most rugged and avalanche-prone terrain in the region. In winter, it's a lifeline for remote communities, but driving it can be a serious challenge. Exposed mountain passes, whiteout conditions, and sudden storms make this one of the most unpredictable roads in the north. We just arrived at Kathleen Lake. It was plowed after all, so that's awesome. We're gonna go take a walk around the lake and just enjoy the beautiful scenery while we're still here. Let's go explore Kathleen Lake! We're just talking about our plans for the day, and we were planning on spending the night in Kluane area because it's a really beautiful place, but we kind of want to keep moving on. Maybe get towards or very close to Whitehorse tonight, maybe all the way to Whitehorse. We have a flight to catch in 2 weeks, so I'd rather be closer to Calgary than further from Calgary because we don't know what kind of weather we're gonna have between here and there. So I feel like the sooner we get on and see the things we want to see in between, the better it'll be and the less stressful it'll be. Because it would really suck to give ourselves like 5 days to get from the Yukon down to Calgary and then get hit by a bunch of snowstorms.
Yeah, I think it's smart. And plus, we need to do a little bit of shopping and stuff in Whitehorse because
we have
when you're
no
up
food.
here,
there's not really many options other than Whitehorse. The next city worth mentioning is Prince George, about probably 20 hours away or something.
Yeah, everywhere else is super expensive, so Whitehorse is gonna be probably our cheapest option.
Yeah.
And Whitehorse actually isn't too bad for grocery prices.
Yeah, no. Doesn't even sound cracked.
It's really pretty over there. And the light's really pretty. Okay, that definitely cracked. Weak boy. Can
They're all
pick up a
frozen
rock.
Ready?
Yeah.
That's solid enough.
Nope. Nope. I heard a crack under me.
Don't fancy a swim today?
Nope. Not when the ice is cracking under me. In the winter, in the Yukon. One of the last times we were here, there was people on floaties, and it was like 30-something degrees. Very warm out. Swimming weather for me, but not for Will. I would have swam.
This helps.
Just a little bit. Why, thank you. Door for him. Ah, from the inside.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, what's the plan?
Well, putting in nav, see how far it is to the horse that is white. 2 hours and 3 minutes. So that would get us there at 6:20. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, and then we can make dinner once we get there.
Yeah, I think that'll be good.
Sounds good.
Erky durky. Oh,
Once again, the keys would help.
sometimes. Vroom, 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 vroom.
Just pulling over here for a minute because the light is absolutely stunning through these mountains.
We're out of the national park, so we can put up the drone here.
Get a few
Pretty
glimpses,
shots.
yeah. It's just really nice. These mountains may seem massive, but they're only the first layer. The Front Range peaks here rise between 4,000 and 6,000 feet, but hidden from our view, behind them are the true giants. Behemoths soaring up to nearly 20,000 feet. As impressive as these views are from the road, if we ever come back, we'd love to take a flight seeing tour over the park to get a glimpse of the real giants that lie beyond. As we leave the park and head towards Whitehorse, we can't help but reflect on how much this experience has changed us. Winter in the north has tested us, taught us, and given us a whole new respect for nature at its most extreme, and for the people who somehow carve out a life in this rugged place. This journey has pushed us in ways we never expected, and we know we'll carry these lessons with us wherever the road takes us next. We got some gas and now we're pretty lazy and pretty hangry, so we're gonna get some McDonald's.
Yeah, we were gonna make some chicken and vegetables, but we'll make that tomorrow because it's getting pretty late and we're tired.
Yeah.
So we'll treat ourselves. We won't be around at McDonald's for a long time after this, so.
Yeah, might as well treat ourselves before we're on the road to nothingness for a very long time.
Yep.
All right, let's go eat. We had our delicious supper, and since I'm Canadian, you know, I have to go to the first Tim Hortons I see upon arrival in Canada. So we're here. I saw they had smile cookies, but they stopped making them yesterday, unfortunately. But I'm hoping they still have the sugar cookies that are like Christmas sprinkles, red and green. So we're gonna go see if they have any, and if not, then thumbs down from me.
Hopefully.
Well, we had a success. We got our sugar cookies. No
They're
smiles
so
on them,
good.
but they're delicious.
Mm.
And they have white chocolate chips in them. They're filled with sprinkles. They'd be about 15% better if there was the smiles on them, but they're still delicious, just like this.
Yep.
Well, we found home for the night at the
Yep.
Real Canadian Superstore. It's been home many times before, and it hasn't failed us once.
Yep, it works great. I mean, in the summer though, we had lots and lots.
We had lots of friends.
Yeah,
There was
lots
a
of other
ton of
campers.
other campers and trailers and everything, but this time we're the only ones here.
Yeah, I mean, even when we were here in the summer, we saw 3 or 4 other vehicles that had done the Pan American Highway. So either, you know, with Argentine plates or Brazilian plates, or had like stickers from doing it. So this is a popular place.
Well, we're gonna go in the Superstore, get some stuff that we need for the night, and like we need plastic bags for our chicken so we can put it in the fridge, and use the restroom because there's a restroom.
Yeah, it's fancy, luxury.
Yep. So when Will came to Quebec the first time to come and get me for our big road trip and to fix up the van and whatnot, I got him to try sweet chili heat Doritos for the first time. And then when we were in Alaska, we saw some Doritos for cheap and we're feeling pretty snacky. And so we picked some sweet chili heat.
Well, they're called in the States, it's slightly different name.
Yeah, it has a slightly different name, but it's the same chip, whatever. And I was so disappointed when I tried them. We were watching a movie and that was our snack, and I tried them and I was like, these are different, they taste different, they're not as good as the Canadian ones. The Canadian ones are much better. And I'm not just saying that because I'm Canadian. I'm not a fan of spicy things, and I've never been a huge fan of Doritos, but I loved sweet chili heat. And then I tried those ones and I did not like them. They were weird. So we saw some cheap Doritos here in Whitehorse, sweet chili heat, and I was like, I'm gonna prove it to you. These ones are much better. Mmm.
Yeah,
So
the
good.
American are called sweet and spicy chili. So sweet chili heat.
These ones are better.
Okay, let's see. I think they do actually taste different. I think these are better.
I told you.
Why don't they just make those in America? They even got a better name, Sweet Chili Heat. Like, that's so much better than sweet and spicy chili.
We're taking some chicken out for dinner, but we're not going to make it today because we had some McDonald's instead.
Though I was a little disappointed with McDonald's. I ordered extra pickles on both my little burgers, and both of them only had 2 pickles, so it covered about half the area of the entire sandwich, which extra should be too thick.
And by 2 pickles, he means like 2 slices about this big around and like this thin.
Yeah, it was
very, very cheap. Well, we're just boiling some water to clean up a few things, and I made some tang. A delicious treat. We're gonna have some snacks, and we're gonna finish watching our episode of The Last Airbender, and then watch some Big Bang Theory, and then head to bed. We're both pretty tired and feeling ready to check in and head to bed soon, so good night.
Bye!